Miss Reeves this Monday. How are you?
You're listening to ACIM Gather Radio for students and teachers of A Course in Miracles. Join us at acimgather.us.
It's okay to have just a little, and it's swell to have a lot. On the bottom or in the middle, in a rowboat or a yacht. Love is what we long for, to be acknowledged and to be seen. In the end, does it really matter if you're a prince, a pauper, or a queen? The more you give, the more you give, the more you live, the more you live. Your happiness is relative. And if you're feeling like crap, it's time to face the fact it's your prerogative. To be positive. If we become what we believe, then as we think, we shall receive. So let go of the past, pull your head from the past. It's your prerogative to be positive. Here where the interrupter is, here is where the laughter is. The tambourine man and the yellow submarine.
About what you're thinking about. And I say that in regards to any and everything that pertains to my life. And that could be, why do I like that? Why don't I like that? Why does that make me feel sad? Why does that anger me? Why does that make me feel guilty? Just because you feel guilty doesn't mean that you are guilty. It can be just conditioning and how we were raised.
You might lose, shoot your best shot. Get mad, get even, if you lost. Learn how to trust.
Just because this is all it's just all that, sometimes we think we backed into a corner because we don't have enough information. Then we get the right information and understanding and knowledge, and we realize, oh, I don't really have a situation at all. Here's the thing.
The more you give, the more you live. Your happiness is relative. But if you're feeling like crap, it's time to face the fact it's your prerogative to be positive.
Not a victim of the world I see. Not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim, no, of the world I see. I'm not a victim of my mom. I'm not a victim of my pa. I'm not a victim of events or circumstance at all. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim of the world I see. 'Cause what's happening now is what I done to me. I'm not a victim of the future, not a victim of the past, not a victim of anything that really doesn't last. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim of to me. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim, no, of the world I see. Victim of the North, I'm not a victim of the South, not a victim of anything except what comes out my mouth. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim of the world I see. 'Cause what's happening now is what I done to me. Help me out now. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim, no, of the world I see. Of the world I see. I'm not a victim of the world I see. 'Cause what's happening now is what I done to me.
All right, good morning, welcome. Thank you all for hanging out in ACIM, either through Pal Talk or through YouTube or through Zoom. And ACIM radio is still going strong, and so it's the best of the world. It's the best of the world when we have all these various options to tune in and join. And my faith is strong. I don't have to see everybody or hear everybody. I like to. It's fun to have Pure and Simple and Sharon and Carrie and Delia and Dove and Lynn and Nigel and all of you wonderful people that stop by Pal Talk, because Pal Talk is our chat platform. It's the chat platform we use. We can actually chat in all of our platforms, but this is where we have been for, I guess, 15 years? I don't know. I forgot to count now. So we're creatures of habit, and that's not a bad thing. Uh, it just is. And if the habit is not a good habit, we change them to a better habit, and not even good or bad. But if the habit don't seem to be helpful, we can change our habits. But habits are neither good nor bad. But we notice. My wife and I was talking last night, and one thing is that it's just about noticing that we don't. It's not even about always stopping thoughts. I mean, that's to me is a journey of the ego, which the ego's mantra is seek, but do not find. Unrealistic goals and expectations of yourself so that you can eventually get depressed and sad about it because now you're a failure and you can't get anything right. So it's like we have just we're learning to just notice, and then noticing we sort of inevitably or almost organically realize, oh, I'm noticing this, so I don't have to react to this or even do anything about this. I see it, I'm aware. I don't have my head stuck in the sand. I hear the thoughts, I see the thoughts, and I'm not a victim of the world. I see. Yeah, and Lynn was typing in the chat room, Pal Talk is a place where thousands of fish live. Sometimes one comes into our room and they decide to stay with us. And Lynn typed, I think that's how we caught you, Regis. And you are exactly right. Uh, I was just really was fishing. I was really looking. And I didn't know what I was looking for. I just like, I am going to just see what's out here. Uh, and specifically, I wasn't looking for a date. I wasn't looking for friends and people to hang out with because I was lonely, you know. But I was literally just had made that decision, like our friend Carlton Pearson, that what traditional religion and Christianity have taught me. Uh, I had seen through that, and that was not the truth. It may have been somebody's truth, but it wasn't the truth. And that I no longer wanted to exclude people. One of the key things in my heart was nobody's going to tell me who to love. Nobody's going to tell me, oh, that person is bad with them. That person, they're not worthy to be in your friendship or in your circle of people that you know. And so as I decided that doctrine, that theological doctrine, was no longer valid or appropriate for my life, it's like, okay, well, I'm fine, but it would be nice to have like thinking minds or to know and connect with groups that kind of think alike. So I was on Pal Talk. I don't even know how Pal Talk Pal Talk dropped into my awareness because this was the early days of the internet. Uh, and of course, there was like Yahoo Chat and AOL Chat, but I don't even know how I even stumbled upon Pal Talk. I don't really believe anybody introduced it to me because if they did, I don't know who that person would have been. But anyway, I stumbled upon this Pal Talk chat app and created a profile, Black Boy Six, who is in the room right now. and I was just specifically looking in spiritual communities. And oddly enough, I did check into some Christian rooms. I don't know why, but anyway, I checked in. I gave them a chance, and it was just like church. And I'm like, so let me take the Christian rooms out of my search and just look for spiritual. And so somehow I stumbled upon this group of mighty companions. The Dove Fishman was hosting. I know the day. It was a Saturday. I'm sure of it. And Dove Fishman was hosting, and he asked me to take the mic. And I was at a place because I've been in church all my life. I'm afraid to take the mic, and that was never a challenge. So I took the mic, but I took the mic and I played Wayne Dyer. And Dove, no, we want to hear you. We don't want to hear Wayne Dyer. He didn't have anything against Wayne Dyer, but he wanted to hear what Black Boy Six had to say. And so I wasn't offended by that. That didn't run me off. I'm like, okay, it's your room, sir. So anyway, Lynn, thank you for the memories, for bringing that up, for mentioning that. That just gave us a little uh, peek behind the kimono, say a little peek behind this Vale, we call Regis Reeves, just to give a little bit more context of how it all started. And so that's why we're still in Pal Talk today. It's just it's Mama's house, it's Big Daddy's house. It's where we've always gathered, and no matter what we do, we like to come back to Mama's house. We may not come often, but we like to stop by Mama's for Sunday dinner or Christmas or whatever. So yeah, that's our Pal Talk. We like to stop by, say hello, meet new family members. Now Lynn is saying a star was born. That's a funny thing. I was helping someone a couple of days ago. I was telling my wife about it, and I said I was in a helpful mood, so I stopped and helped this lady. She was trying to do something with her iPhone and was having trouble. She was trying to access a ticket to go into a show, and the ticket was a digital mobile ticket. And I was helping her, and then it got to a point. I said, "Well, take this information and just take it to the box office window. They'll be able to help you from there." Um, and I said, "Tell them Regis sent you." She said, "Well, you don't want to go with me?" I said, "Just tell them Regis sent you. My name will do all the work." And some people overheard me say my name will do all the work, and they just fell out laughing, Lynn. They just, "Regis, I can't believe you." I'm like, my name will do all the work. If she just tell them Regis sent her, that'll take care of it. I said, and then I turned to them and I jokingly said, "I'm Jesus." You know? I love to ruffle religious feathers. How dare you say you're Jesus? You are so arrogant. No. So, anywho, thank you, Lynn, for the memories, for the laugh. Today is the 253rd day of the year as we closing in on 365 real quick. And Lynn played Christmas music, and I was glad that she did, because most of the time at some point during the Christmas season, if I'm on, I'll play a Christmas song or two, but I haven't pulled any Christmas music. So I was glad that Lynn is playing Christmas music for us. And pure and simple, Lynn says, "We see face to face the spirit of the living creator again." 100% yes. And today, on your 53rd day of the year, I thought Zuma pop in. Yeah, she's here. I thought ease on down the road. And Zuma in Lovable. It's like Zuma in Toto. He's following the yellow brick road. If you follow Zuma on Facebook, you will see the tails and trails of Dorothy and Toto. Following the yellow brick road to awakening and all the wonderful lessons that we can learn from a being that doesn't even talk, that just talks and barks in the language of barks and tail wags, and what lessons we can learn from the non-speaking. Lovable loves Regis also. Look at that. My eyes, my tongue, my hands, my feet today have but one purpose: to be given Christ to use to bless the world with miracles. The first thing that I wanted to talk about this morning, because I did take a look at this lesson last night to think about it. And it's funny, without a conscious intention, it was just sitting there. So I played it after Be Positive, and that was, "I'm not a victim of the world I see." It oddly, the first thing that I wanted to say is something I've been saying for a few weeks, and I've been saying throughout the year of 2023, that we're not victims of our eyes, our tongue, our hands, our feet. We're not victims of our five senses: seeing, touch, smell, hearing. We go through life. If we really step back and think about it in observer and look at how we're responding as though whatever our eyes see, whatever our ears hear, whatever we smell, that we have no options in how we respond to it. We may say our response is automatic. That, as I was saying last week, you see a stick, not a snake, but you see a stick that appears to be a snake, and you jump, you run, you scream. But it's not a snake, it's a stick. And so, or we hear something, we see something on the TV, on news, we hear about something, and there seems to be almost an instant reaction. Not even with our hands or feet or our mouth. Sometimes just inside, we start shaking. We feel nervous. We feel heart beating fast, and things just trigger throughout our body. We feel it in our body based on what the sound is, what the information was. Sometimes it's just a sound, just an unexpected bang, and it unravels us, unnerves us, an unexpected smell. And so we think, or we act, or we live our day-to-day life, our moment-to-moment life, as though we have no control in what comes next. After sight, after hearing, after tasting, after smelling, we act as though we have no control. Like someone can taste something, immediately spit it out, or they may spit it in your face if you're close enough, and they feel like, I had to do that. That's just what happens when I taste something that tastes foul to me. And so here in this lesson today, it somewhat agrees with me. My eyes, my tongue, my hands, my feet today have but one purpose: to be given to Christ, to use, to bless the world with miracles. Know what a blessing it is to see the light in others and treat them as if it is all you see. To turn your eyes over, and even though sometimes people know they are hideous, they know that they stink, they homeless, hadn't had a bath, they look tattered and raggedy to the eyes. You can look past that and smile. I'm not even talking about giving somebody money. You can look past that and smile, and you can look that person in the eye, and that would bless them. That would be a miracle. You could have stopped someone from committing a robbery, snatching a purse, committing suicide, just because you pause to see them. You put your fears aside of what might happen to you if you look them in the eye and make contact, and you allow yourself to see them. My eyes, my tongue, my hands, my feet today have but one purpose: to be given Christ, to use to bless the world with miracles. Father, I give all that is mine today to Christ to use in any way that best serves the purpose that I share with him. Nothing is mine alone, for he and I have joined in purpose. Thus has learning come almost to its appointed end. A while I work with him to serve his purposes. Then I lose myself in my identity and recognize that Christ is but myself. I am Jesus. Christ in you and me, the hope of glory. I then lose myself in my identity, capital I on identity. Then I lose myself in my identity and recognize that Christ is but myself. I just began to be, to walk in it, to live in it, to breathe in it, in the truth of who I am. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to give. I'm not afraid to give my resources, money. I'm not afraid to look them in the eye. My tongue, my hands, my feet today have but one purpose. I am not a victim of the world I see. I'm not a victim of this body system, of this personality, this belief system. I'm not a victim of sight, seeing, hearing, touch. I bless the world when what the world hears, and I hear the same thing that the world is hearing, but I respond in love, not a gooey feeling, love. Love is an action word. I respond with loving actions, which may be peace, which may be gratitude, which may be giving, which may be kindness, which may be serenity and calm, while everybody else is in turmoil and upset and rage and fear, anger. I keep a cool head and a smile on my face. And I bless the world I see and the world that sees me, and the world that I don't see and don't see me. But it's on purpose. And that's why I say if we step back and look at our lives, we live our lives as though we really are victims. I woke up this morning and this is how I felt. This was going on, and I just can only have but one viewpoint of it. I love the prayer that says, Spirit, guide me in my thoughts, feelings, and perceptions of all things. Guide me in my thoughts, my feelings, and my perception of all things. And many days we have a plan, and we just get up and start working our plan. If that plan is for me to just get up and log into Pal Talk and turn on the mic and talk to some folks or to myself or fellowship with some folks, we just have a plan. But are we really intentional And of course, those who have studied A Course in Miracles, we know the chapter on how to set your day, how to plan and set your intentions. But most of the time, we just think we got it. We just think we got it. And we get up as though we got it. And the person that has it, the ideal, the thought system in us that has it, is the ego thinking mind thought system that is a victim. And that's why we find ourselves on our way, and all of a sudden we look ahead, and all of a sudden we see brake lights and we see cars not moving, and we like, oh boy, I'm about to be in a traffic jam and I don't have anywhere to get off this road and go a different way. I'm stuck. And how do I respond and react to that? Oh well, I'll turn on my ACIM radio and I'll get me some good content while I wait in traffic. This is great. Gives me some meditation time. You know, I've been working a lot of years, and I've never been scolded for being late. Oh, I've been late, but it's always, okay, Regis, glad you made it. Interesting how all of these emotions that we think we have to have, all of this fear and upset and frustration with being stuck in traffic and panic. I think maybe once, and definitely not more than once, in a lifetime of going to doctors, have I been late and I got there and they refused my appointment. All the other times is, yes, we understand. But in a blink of an eye, we can become a victim of circumstance, as we like to say. I can't help but feel this way, or think this way, or react this way. And sometimes I do understand our reaction is just the reaction we think that the own watchers want us to have. You know, so sometimes we put on an act of reaction because we think, well, everybody's upset, so if I don't appear to be upset also, I look crazy, or like I don't have empathy, sociopath or something. If I don't get mad or upset like everybody else, I don't want to look odd. In other words, I don't want to look like Jesus, who went to sleep on a boat while there was a storm and everybody else was in an uproar, but he decided to take a nap. How, God forbid, that I look like him. And even the guy on the boat ran to him and woke him up, said, hey, don't you care that we perish? What's wrong with you? You don't care? Good morning, Gloria, and welcome. Gloria brought the sunshine. Now the sun is shining everywhere. She has blessed the world. So these are short lessons as we end of the year. I like that because I really have a much lesser desire for discussion. I think the Holy Spirit knew that if you're really doing the uh, lessons in the path of A Course in Miracle with any consistency, uh, by this time you've discussed and discussed and unraveled and broke down, and now is, as the New Testament say, just be doers of the word and not hearers only. It's just time to let it be. So I like this lesson for Regis, and you may get something else from it. But what it speaks to me today is that I have a choice. I don't just have to do anything that this body thinking mind is dictating. I can redirect. I can repurpose. See, it says here in this prayer, and while I work with him to serve his purpose, lose identity. Then I lose myself in my identity and recognize that Christ is but myself. First line, Father, I give all that is mine today to Christ to use in any way that best will serve the purpose that I share with him. Nothing in mine alone, for he and I have joined in purpose. Purpose is used in this little short paragraph 3 times. Purpose, purpose, purpose. We have to be on purpose. We were talking a few days ago, and I said to the person I was talking to, we're going through and we're letting life tell us what to do next. That's not purpose. We're going through life uh, and trying to use this world as a sign from God. And we know when I say it like that, it sounds real twisted. Well, if this happened, then I'll know it's happened, then I'll do this. Then no, purpose, intention. What do you want? I'll decide what I want after I see what's happening. No, that's backwards. I'll decide what I want now, and what's happening will conform purpose and my intention. And I just lost my internet, I think. Oh, well, maybe not. Something was lost. We'll see. Interesting. And I am not sure going on. There was definitely something happened with Pal, but we'll continue. Well, here Pal Talks is coming back. Possibly, maybe. Let's see. Hopefully, maybe we're still going on Zoom. And maybe not. I'm not getting any signs from the world as to whether or not we have lost transmission. And Gloria can hear me. Thank you for that sign from the world. Yes. All right. So I don't know what happened there, but something happened. We'll run it back on and see if anything happened at all. It appeared to have happened. And Sharon is in the Zoom room. Welcome, Sharon. I didn't see you there. And she's in Zoom and Pal Talk, maybe. So we'll move
I'm
on.
in both because I don't want to miss a thing, but
Also,
we've missed you.
oh
What
yeah,
happened? Where'd you go? What, you're only here on Tuesdays now.
yeah, just Tuesdays.
Everybody loves to listen to you, Regis.
That's beautiful to hear. Thank you, Sharon.
Really, I mean that. I'd like you to go on more, but okay.
I'll see what I can do to accommodate you.
I can just go on YouTube and get Regis. We have so many Regises.
All right. So here we go. So that's lesson 353. And as I was saying, for me, it's just that we're not victims. We are not victims, and we can repurpose our mind. Of course, my lesson that I love, lesson 236, I have a kingdom. At times it doesn't appear that I'm its ruler at all, but I am indeed the ruler of my mind. And I can repurpose. If you continue in that lesson, it reminds us that we can repurpose the mind and turn over the purposes of the Christ within, of the Holy Spirit. And so this lesson to me just kind of ties everything up in a nice little bow in a very little short excerpt of what we've learned in this last 352 days to this 353rd lesson, to where now we're at a place to where we can truly turn it over, turn ourselves over, our thoughts, our feelings, and our perceptions of all things to the Holy Spirit. And I've been conditioned and trained to react and respond to things a certain way. But now I'm in a place know that I don't have to habitually react and respond to what this world is presenting. That I can respond from a place of purpose, from a place of intention, to be the love that I am, the Christ that I am, to allow that personality and reality of the truth of who I am meet me at the crossroads of everything in my life. And so here from there we go to lesson. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and that's our day off here in Pal Talk. And so tomorrow we go to lesson 354. And let's take a look at that right after this.
You're listening to ACIM Gather Radio for students and teachers of A Course in Miracles. Join us at acimgather.us.
It's okay to have just a little, and it's swell to have a lot.
All right. So lesson 354, and that's tomorrow's lesson. So I thought I would do two, or try this, since we typically don't gather on Wednesdays in our ACIM Gather group. Lesson 354, we stand together, Christ and I, in peace and certainty of purpose, and in him is greater as he is in me. And so here again, we're right back and still with the idea of that one central word, purpose. How on purpose are we really? It's easy, the habitual body system just wakes up and goes for it. And all we have to do is notice it. It's not the wrong thing, a bad or shoulda, woulda, coulda thing, but it's beginning to notice. We're beginning to notice after almost 365 days that we have to be intentional on purpose. We stand together, Christ and I, in peace and certainty of purpose. And in him is his creator as he is in me. So we're completely aware of purpose. We're standing in certainty of purpose. When we remember purpose, decisions are really, really easy. I mean, people, the world system off because, the world presents an idea and they want you to think about it. You go to a car, you go to a furniture store, you go to anywhere that there's a salesman trying to sell something, an art gallery or whatever. And so people are presenting us with ideas. And when we're in purpose, sometimes we can decide quickly. When we're remembering purpose, when we're standing in the certainty of purpose, our yes comes quickly, our no come quickly. Let your yea be yea, your nay be nay, as the Old Testament King James would say it. But it's not a lot of pondering. People sometimes present you ideas, family members, friends, and they present scenarios to us. And I can answer so fast that, of course, the world who wants you to consider all of their drama and all of their ideas and wishes, they want you to help be a part and fulfill them. But sometimes my answer comes so fast that it's startling. And one would think, oh, well, that was unkind. Regis, you didn't even think about my request. Yes, I did. But what I didn't do was forget my purpose. And because I'm in a state of where I'm not forgetting my purpose, then that's out of alignment with my purpose. And the purpose I'm standing in, I'm so certain in it that, oh, that's a no. Oh, you want to do this? Nope, I do not. Would you like to do this? Yes. Oh, you don't have to think about it? No. I'm sure this is it. This is what I want. Yeah, let's do it. We stand together, Christ and I, in peace and certainty of purpose. In peace. We're standing in peace. I'm perfectly cared for. There's nothing missing, nothing broken. Oh, the salesmen, they love to tell us what we need and what'll happen if we don't take their offer. But we stand in peace and in certainty of purpose. And in him is his creator as he is in me. And the prayer, if you're still with me, this is an interesting Pal Talk day. And I really don't know what's going on with it. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. Okay. So maybe it's down. Is Pal Talk down for everyone? I'm about to get to this prayer, and it should be about time for Myrna and Dove to pop in. It is 10 minutes before the bottom of the hour, so they'll be coming in. And where's my Pal Talk app? Yeah, it looks like Pal Talk is updating. Maybe I hadn't logged in a few days, and they're not allowing me to go any further without updating. So maybe in the Pal Talk room, you may still be there. I'll move on. So here in lesson 54, my oneness with the Christ establishes me as your son, beyond the reach of time and wholly free of every law but yours. I have no self except the Christ in me. I love that. I have no self except the Christ in me. And in Morning Glory, I used to often quote, Christ in us, the hope of glory. Christ in you, Christ in me, the hope of glory. I have no self except the Christ in me. And maybe we need to talk about what Christ is and who Christ is. But it's not the man Jesus in me. It's not the figure Jesus in me that we're talking about. I have no purpose but his own, and he is like his Father. Thus must I be one with you as well as him. For who is Christ except your Son, as you create? See, well, now it's telling us, for who is Christ except your Son, as you created him? Question mark. And what am I except the Christ in me? And we like to say in A Course in Miracles communities, I am not a body. I am free. I am still as God created me. I remain as God created me. For thus is Christ except your Son as you created him? Question mark. And what am I except the Christ in me? And what's really been coming up for me a lot from A Course in Miracles is this one area where it says, God, seeing where you are, knows you are elsewhere. And it's really a state in a place that we often live. And it's the grace and the love of God that sees the truth of who we are in all those moments of the day when I'm really, for all practical purposes, thinking I'm a body named, Aaron. And this is who I am and what I am for this moment in this situation. I'm a husband, I'm a wife, I'm a divorced, I'm a mother. God seeing where we are, love seeing where we are, knows we are elsewhere. I am the truth of who I am. Right now, I may be thinking I'm an employee who's being mistreated. It doesn't change the fact that Christ in me, the hope of glory, is the truth of who I am right here, right now. And I need but remember, my birthday lesson, lesson 235 says, I need but look upon anything that seems to hurt me and with perfect certainty assure myself of the truth of who I am. And all of those things would but disappear. I need but remember There's the clicker. It says, I need but remember. I need to keep but in my mind, my Father's will for me is only happiness, to find that only happiness has come to me. And I need but remember that God's love surrounds his Son and keeps his sinlessness forever perfect, to be sure that I am saved and safe forever in his arms. Where does my safety, my sense of safety, my sense of peace, my sense of everything is going to be all right, everything is all right come from? All I need to do is remember Christ is in me, the hope of glory, right here, right now. No matter what my five senses and what this body experience is seeming to tell me, your body can be trembling. You can feel your blood racing, your heartbeat, your heart palpitating. It doesn't change the fact. All I need to do is remember. And I need but remember that God's love surrounds his Son and keeps his sinlessness forever perfect, to be sure that I am safe and I am saved. I'm saved and I'm safe in his arms. And you can say nothing else matters. And all I need to do is remember, because everything else already is. I have just forgotten. My fear, my rage, my anxiety, my nervousness, my depression is all just a temporary moment where I have forgotten. I forgot where I placed my keys. I forgot where I placed my driver's license, my wallet. It's not lost. I've been having these moments. I keep misplacing stuff. I think it's becoming a joke at our house. It's like, and I'll tell my wife, well, it's not lost. It'll come up. It's in the house. I don't know where, but it's in the house. So there's no reason to be upset. There's no reason to panic. It's here. It'll come up when it come up. I'll run across it somewhere. So we'll just keep on living. And that's God, seeing where we are, knows we are elsewhere. And we can just keep going when we remember the truth of who we are, that I'm safe. I'm saved. This is not karma, as the world teaches karma, like, oh, well, maybe I didn't pray enough today. Maybe I didn't read my lesson for today. And maybe that's why this is happening. It's none of that. I need but remember. I need but look upon all things that seem to hurt me, and with perfect certainty assure myself God wills that I be saved from this, and merely watch them disappear. I need but keep in my mind my Father's will for me is only happiness, that only happiness has come. And all of this is done with my mind. I need do nothing but remember. I need do nothing but stand in that perfect, certain assurity that God loves me. I am safe and I am saved. That's my time. It's time for Dove and Myrna and Susan, and they'll be right after this.
It's okay to have just a little, and it's swell to have a lot. On the bottom or in the middle, in a rowboat or a yacht, you see? In the end, does it really matter if you're a prince, a pauper, or a queen? The more you give, the more you live, your happiness is relative. And feeling like crap, it's time to face your prerogative. To be positive.
You're listening to ACIM Gather Radio for students and teachers of A Course in Miracles. Join us at acimgather.org.